Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and more. No copyright infringement intended. The following video falls under fair use, and any attempt to claim and falsely DMCA is illegal and will be countered. I do not condone or encourage the harassment of any individual or individuals mentioned in this video. Enjoy. Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, the jeweler himself, VVS Blackout. And guys, Twitch is in a very bad state. And I'm not saying this just to get a higher watch time or to add a little spice to the drama. You know, that's cringy and uninspired. You know, besides, I'm going to be sharing my opinion about this whole thing near the end of the video. And I'll also have like time codes and stuff in the description. So if you guys just want to jump to that, you can. But I kind of want to briefly reflect on a video that I made about 6 months ago called Twitch's Reputation is Burning. And I'll provide like a link to it either in the description or as a card like on top of the video somewhere. And then after I'm done covering that, I'm going to move into the new movie meta that's been plaguing Twitch and causing a lot of issues. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. So in that video that I made 6 months ago, right, I talked about the hot tub meta, the gambling stream meta. You know, I talked about a lot of different things going on at Twitch that people just weren't happy about. And in some parts of the world, they were illegal. The gambling streams were illegal in some countries. But shortly after that video, things were kind of calming down a little bit. We didn't hear much from Twitch until later that year. I think you guys know where I'm heading with this. Streamers getting upset over the 50-50 split, which has been happening for a while. But now it's starting to come more aggressively as streamers are kind of encouraging other streamers to use platforms like Coffee and Fan House, you know, places where you get like 90 to 100% of the subscriptions that you earn. You know, DMCA just sucking the life out of the Twitch community, you know, especially with the music. You know, like I have a bunch of people telling me, oh, hey, Blackout, you can actually play copyrighted music. And then I have the other side, well, gee, Blackout, you can't do that at all. It's just, it's aggravating. It's aggravating. The top streamers of Twitch are leaving to go to YouTube Gaming or possibly other various platforms, but mostly to YouTube Gaming. And what's that last one that I'm thinking of? Oh yeah, an alleged money laundering ring got revealed after the Twitch leaks that happened late last year that landed 40 people in a Turkish jail cell, and some of them were streamers. What the hell? Now, I'm pretty sure all of those can make great topics for another video, right? They can make fantastic topics for a different video, but let's just focus on the main one. The movie meta, or as I like to call it, the Billionaire's Payday, and you will soon figure out why I am calling it the Billionaire Payday, the Billionaire's Payday, I should say. The main reason I am calling it that is because streamers are now taking upon this new wave of gaining followers and subscribers by streaming these movies like Lord of the Rings. There was actually a streamer who fell asleep and just put on Lord of the Rings for their whole stream to watch. Don't know what happened to them. And there are now people watching Kitchen Nightmares like XQC, despite what happened to Pokimane. And what the hell is this management team even doing? Honest to God, XQC, if you know, just streamer to streamer here. I don't have a management team, but if they still allowed me to do the same stuff you're doing, I would fire them immediately. Now, for most people that are seeing this, I don't think I've actually stumbled upon these people. Maybe you have, but they're like, you know, oh, what's the big deal? You know, YouTubers do this all the time and they don't ever get in trouble. Well, yeah and no, you know, that might be true, but YouTubers that are smart about this take every single precaution necessary so they don't end up with a DMCA claim or a copyright strike on their channel. You know, there are certain things that you have to do with clips that you do not not own in order for them to become fair use. There are tons of videos on YouTube providing examples as to what is classified as fair use and what is basically considered stolen content. Perfect example, for those that are in the 20s, or as Gen Z calls the boomers, remember the song What in the Butt? You know how it like blew up across YouTube and the internet like in the early 2000s? And then South Park parodied the song, and then it became even more popular. Well, the original creator of that song decided to sue South Park because of a whole copyright infringement issue. But South Park ended up winning because it was a parody of that original song. They got away with it because it was a parody. Could that content still get claimed down the road? Yeah. For all you that know Dead Meat, he had one of his videos copyright claimed, Train to Busan. That video ended up being copyright claimed. I think it was like 24 to 48 hours later, it had a copyright strike and they took the whole video down because they didn't want to risk it. So it could still happen. It can still happen to really anybody. But the difference is that they actually do something with the content in order to make it fair use. Now let's look at it from a live streaming aspect, right? Tons of streamers, including myself, normally react to YouTube videos. You know, something like rage compilations or, you know, scary videos or whatever. And normally a lot of YouTubers don't have an issue with that. You know, they kind of see it as a free promotion sort of thing. And even if there is an issue, 9 times out of 10, the original creator, the OC, will contact you and be like, hey, I don't really like this. Can you just, like, I don't know, not do it again? Can you delete the VOD or something? And, you know, if you're civil enough, then, you know, there you go. You know, you can kind of carry out with it. But ideally, it's best to ask for permission. They only really mind it if you, like, talk bad about the video. And besides, any YouTube video that I watch, I always do my best to post the video links in chat along with the channel link, so I can let my chat know, hey, I didn't make this video. You know, shout out to them for making it and entertaining us with it. Go show support to them, or hell, even let them know that I watched their video and that you guys liked it. You know, I do my best to make sure proper credit is given, and that's super important with doing anything with content creation, and especially reaction content. But let's take a TV show or a movie producer. Yeah, no, those people aren't civil at all. Hence why it's called a Billionaire's Payday. You will soon know why. So shout out to Devin Nash for even mentioning this, because I didn't even know that this was possible. I know Twitch displays a nice little, you know, like copyright strike counter, you know, in the creator dashboard. Thankfully, I haven't been hit with a copyright strike yet, and I hope I never do. Apparently, companies don't even have to go through Twitch to issue a copyright strike. They can just go directly to you with it. And normally when that happens, you're gonna end up going to court over something. But let's just say for right now, they send you the strike. Now, I've heard this one thing always get told to me from different streamers. Hey, you can play copyrighted music. You just gotta delete the VOD and then you're good to go. I'm gonna let you guys on a little industry secret. Those backend servers, yeah, no, they hold all of that. See, whenever you hit delete on a VOD or a clip that has copyrighted material in it, yeah, it may be deleted locally, right? You may not be able to access that, but Twitch sure as hell can. And if they have a huge production company breathing down their back, asking questions about you and wanting clips and VODs and evidence to put against you, you think Twitch is gonna say no? You think? I mean, it was like the same situation that happened to YouTube. You know, Viacom was about to sue the hell out of YouTube, and it's changed the foundation of the DMCA policies and the copyright policies to this day. It's been changed so many times, but it was because of that one run-in with Viacom that they have changed their ways when it comes to this stuff. Oh, and real quick, y'all remember seeing this advisory on movies? Granted, that didn't deter everyone from pirating movies, but it's safe to say that those that did get caught, you know, they're serving 5 years and or paying $250,000 fine. Yeah, no, that was from the government though. These companies that own the rights to these movies and TV shows, it made the government kind of look like they were giving you a break. Now let's look at these fines, shall we? Let's say Sony takes you to court. They gathered up all this evidence against you. They had the last straw when you decided to stream No Way Home on your Twitch channel, and now they're taking you to court and they find you guilty. Now, what does that look like for you? Well, you're paying about $2,500 per violation and or up to $25,000 for damages. Now with this evidence, they see that you're a repeat offender, obviously. I mean, you've done it about 60 times. I don't think that this would be a one-off sort of thing, you know what I mean? Now, Sony is allowed to recover up to 3 times the amount of damages. Fun fact, photographer Andrew Paul Leonard sued a multi-level marketing company, say what you will about them, called StemTech Health Sciences Inc. because of copyright infringement, and he won $1.6 million. Now, if we look at the criminal penalties, God, this is where this shit kind of just cranks up to 11. First-time offenders can get 5 years in prison and or a $500,000 fine. But if you're a repeat offender, God rest your soul, 10 years in jail and or a $1 million fine. I don't know. I don't know why. If this does not scream, hey, maybe you shouldn't be doing this, I don't know what else we can show you or tell you. So there's a streamer by the name of COHH. I don't know if you guys know about him. I think he's one of the most humble Twitch partners. He's not afraid to kind of speak his mind about what's been going on with Twitch, but he tweeted about Pokemon's ban, and he had this to say: right after one major streamer gets DMCA'd, another starts testing the waters with other dangerous content, parentheses, toast with Death Note. Pokey plays off the 2-day ban and promotes a return stream with a smile. They're speedrunning getting the site in incredibly hot water. He then follows up with 2 posts underneath that one, in which one says, I can't imagine any license holder doesn't take a look at what's going on and realizes how there are fundamental issues with both the creators and the platform allowing it to happen. I hope Twitch is locked down legally because it's not a good look at all. The last post says this: the general argument is that Twitch will pass any lawsuits to the creators, that they are legally protected as they don't control the content. But do these protections work when they keep allowing the stuff to happen? When temp bans are jokes and the offenders keep returning? Now, we're not going to talk about the first part of that tweet. You know, it's just a general statement. I agree with it. But let's kind of run down the second and the third parts of the tweets. Now, in regards to the second one, you know, these license holders may act oblivious at times, but they're really not. They're not oblivious, because now this whole thing is being blown up in the media. You know, once you see a headline about Pokemon, every news article starts grabbing at this and wants to know more and more and more, and eventually that news is going to carry up to the license holders, and then that's when things are going to get really, really rocky. I mean, if Ludwig could get banned for playing 3 seconds of Baby Shark, a song with billions of views on it as it is, then what is stopping these other license holders who own Kitchen Nightmares, who own Lord of the Rings, who own other TV shows, and doing the same thing to the creators? The third one, I mean, these are just really great and valid questions, to be fair. But do those protections work when they keep allowing the stuff to happen? When temp bans are jokes and the offenders keep returning? My simple answer, no. They don't. You can only protect someone for so long before you realize that you are the reason why this keeps happening. And then when you know it keeps happening, then it is your decision and it is your move to change it. Because if you don't change it, then it's just gonna keep happening. The reason why these bans are coming off as a joke, well, look at how the streamers are using them. It is basically 48 hours of free promotion for them. And in that time span, they're gassing up their audience. They're waiting for them to come back. And then when they come back, they're bigger than they were before the ban. And it's because mostly they've dodged a bullet. They know that that 48-hour ban wasn't permanent, and they know that they can still keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And there's not going to be any actual, you know, repercussions or punishments for what they do. That's why they laugh at it. Twitch, these streamers are essentially pissing on your ban system, and it is almost like you are allowing them to do it. You know, other streamers can sometimes literally do nothing wrong. Sometimes it's what happens in their stream that they can't control that gets them banned, right? And if they're like me, who's technically a small streamer, we get very little support. We don't have a voice to speak for us. We don't have anyone to advocate for us to get those bans removed until they naturally just dissolve themselves. And the ban criteria is never consistent with these things. It never is. I believe that if someone is punished because they clearly broke a TOS rule and community guidelines rule, right? And if it's fair, then it is what it is. Also, I just want to throw this in here, and honestly, no hate whatsoever. But you know that you're probably doing something wrong whenever AMOURANTH, the person that basically cultivated that whole hot tub meta thing and it's been banned more times than I have been live on Twitch, even she says that this is too risky. The risk is not worth the reward. I actually agree with her. The risk that you were taking with doing this and actively knowing that at any point in time, your Twitch account could be gone, you could be served a copyright strike or a DMCA claim, you could be taken to court and sued. It is just not worth it. It is not worth it. The fines that I read off earlier in this video should tell you it is not worth it. But if you decide to do it, that's on you. All right, now here's my opinion. But first off, if you watched the whole video, right? If you watched the whole video, thank you. You guys are awesome. I'm not gonna bore you with any of the whole like, oh, we're almost at 400 subs speech. You know, I'm not doing that. But just thank you for sticking through the whole video. So my opinion is this. I love the Twitch community. I have met some of the most amazing people on the planet on that platform. And it was the platform I went to after Mixer shut down. And instead of letting my live streaming career die with Mixer, I decided to put it on Twitch. And it has been probably one of the best moves I could have done for me. But I am with everybody else when I say that we are so damn tired of seeing Twitch be put at the ass end of every joke. And the sad thing is that it's like we're not the ones doing it. They themselves are the ones being that ass end of the joke every single time. Hell, I know a handful of streamers who have recently decided to pack up and leave Twitch to go to YouTube gaming, because right now, as it stands, they think that is the best option for them. And honestly, I've been around a lot of YouTube streams lately. It is great. It's lacking features, don't get me wrong, but it is great. The atmosphere and the vibe is so much more welcoming and so much more different over there. And it doesn't really depend on the streamer, but the community themselves have kind of grown to accept newcomers into this whole new world of YouTube that a lot of people didn't even really believe was gonna work, but now it has. And they're also switching because they don't want to get tied with a platform that has such bad publicity right now, right? Just think about everything that's been going on. And I'm not saying this as a means of being like, you know, like F you Twitch, you know, you're garbage. I'm saying this as a means of someone who revitalized and rejuvenated their live streaming career and their love for it through Twitch. You know, I know Devin Nash was worried about getting backlash for what I'm about to say, but it needs to be said. If you live stream movies or TV shows and do really nothing to add on to it or provide some sort of good commentary or parody it in any way, it is the laziest form of content creation I have ever seen in my entire life. You know, Justin TV, for those that don't know, Justin TV used to be Twitch, you know, and then they scaled up, they got big. And this happened on Justin TV. They were just a small little streaming platform like how Mixer was back in the day. You know, they went under some pretty heavy fire for people streaming, you know, soccer games and, you know, other things like that they weren't allowed to stream. Now it's happening all over again. You know, and when Twitch does their whole creator camp about this, you know, I think they're gonna attack it with a whole like, oh, closed mouths don't get fed thing. But you know, I'll use this as a means to speak up for everyone when I say stop. Stop giving people reasons to leave. Stop treating people as if they're only a number, and stop allowing the streamers that you've signed to walk all over you. I'm your host, the jeweler himself, VVS Blackout, going dark. I will see all of you in the next one. Keep it brutal, keep each other safe. Until next time.